You wouldn't know this if I didn't tell you, but I'm going to tell you anyways. I just got done recording this entire video, and it was all garbled and staticky, and I hate that my mic has been doing that more and more, and it means that multiple times this month I've had to re-record the exact same video multiple times, but I'm going to do it even better this time, more succinctly, better, and more awesomely. So, good morning Mario and good morning Switch fans. It's like we doing it for the first time, and by the title you know, we're talking about an expensive Nintendo Switch 2. We're talking about a pricey console where you're going to have to save your pennies, and why I think this is no good. Initially I was like, okay, maybe the Nintendo Switch 2 could get away with this, but the more I thought about it, I was like, no, this is not the move that Nintendo should make. It should not be a $500 console. And in many ways, I don't even think it should be $450. So what's going on, everybody? It's Zach from SwitchForce. Hope you're all doing fantastic out there. Hope your life isn't staticky, but if you have to redo something, redo it with a smile, all right? This is the best place for Nintendo Switch news in 10 minutes flat, and we're going to deliver some of that. Before we get to our price discussion, it's Little Nightmares 3. Gamescom opening night live took place yesterday, and LN3 was there looking freaky. I love the new Crow and Cuckoo characters, the two cooperative kids that are working together in a very spooky setting. Now, Little Nightmares 3 is big. It's coming in 2025. It's going to be on some Switch. They've already confirmed it. Will it lose some of the vibes that the first game had? What I loved most about Little Nightmares 1 was the confined doom of being on a boat with all sorts of weirdos, and you could not get out. You could not get away from them. What will this game bring, and will it be able to balance a bigger setting with still having all sorts of spooks? I think that they can do it. It's one of my most anticipated games. The series is very near and dear to my heart, and I think it looks very cool and more puzzle focused maybe than before. Still a fair share of freaky Muppets. I'm down with all of that. You know I am. I'm gonna scream, but it'll be okay. Let me know in the comments down below if you're excited and going to pick up Little Nightmares 3. Hopefully it's an early 2025 game or mid 2025 game, not a late 2025 game. I don't want to wait that long to be back in this very weird, very bizarre, but quite brilliant world. Now let's talk about something that would be maybe not brilliant at all. Nintendo Switch 2 is entering production. It's going to be announced soon. We know that this system is coming, and the price has started to come into question. Nintendo Switch 1, I think, fantastically priced. That system came in at $300. The Switch Lite came in at $200. The OLED, getting up there a little bit at $350. But what's interesting, and I want you to remember this as we discuss the upcoming price, the Switch has never really had a price cut. Often the PlayStation, the Xbox, these consoles will get price cuts. Nintendo's done it in the past with their portable systems, but the Switch, it stayed right where it started. With that being said, Toyo Industries wrote out a report about how this system could be priced, and they said $500 or less. And the less is where it needs to fall, because I think $500 is too much. Now, could Nintendo do this? Have they earned it? Do they deserve it? I say yeah. They've got great games. They've established themselves as a phenomenal partner to gaming fans everywhere this past generation, with excellent indie support, amazing first-party exclusives, and frankly, some pretty good perks. I think it's been priced effectively. Their online has been priced effectively. I like what they're doing here. The issue becomes just because you can doesn't mean you should. Now, there's a few things at play. The PlayStation 5, $500 system, the Xbox Series X, a $500 system, so maybe Nintendo should really up the ante. And don't get me wrong, I think they definitely should and will up the price from the $300 or $350 price that they're at. But I think going over $450 is dangerous. The portable PC is something that has become popular thanks to Nintendo Switch. When the Switch came out, it was offering something quite novel. The opportunity to play Zelda, Mario, console caliber games on the go. That wasn't something you could easily make happen. In fact, it wasn't something you could make happen at all until Nintendo said, let's switch it up. And they did just that. Now though, all sorts of options, all sorts of opportunities. You've got the Steam Deck, the ROG Ally, the Legion Go, all these different portable PCs that offer a portable experience with probably more power than the Switch 2. That's where we need to start, because we know the Switch 2 is not going to be as strong as the PS5 and the Xbox Series X, and some people might say, well, they offer a better experience. You're not just paying for power, you're paying for experience. And Nintendo's experience, probably second to none. But the power thing, it starts off with a gap. But that gap is only going to grow once again. And here's where I want you to recall Nintendo keeping the price super set. Nintendo doesn't like to lower the price. Nintendo likes to pick a price and set it there. So they want a price that they can stay at for quite a while, if not the entire generation. And as things go, as the gap grows, it's going to feel a little bit odd that this system is priced $500. Enter the Steam Deck, a pretty accessible portable PC. You can grab a Steam Deck LCD right now for under $400. That Steam Deck LCD is $399 with 256 gigs of storage and the opportunity to play your entire Steam catalog. Does Nintendo really want to go above the lowest price Steam Deck? The OLED right now is $550, but I bet that comes down next year to $500. So does Nintendo want to go toe-to-toe with the Steam Deck at a $500 price point? Could they? Yes. Would I pick a Switch 2 over a Steam Deck? I would. Should they though? Not so sure. I think Nintendo really needs to look at what has made them super successful this generation, and part of that is the accessibility and the software attach rates. So many people buy so many Switch games, and even though 140 million consoles is very impressive, it's the software sales numbers that really makes Nintendo their moolah. That is where they absolutely dominate the rest of the competition, and I think they need it to stay that way. At least I want it to stay that way, and I'm sure Nintendo does as well. Even if it's just $20, $30, $40 difference, that means something to people. And being the more affordable console option is something that I think has become important to Switch fans, Nintendo fans, and become important to people that purchase Nintendo consoles. They feel good knowing that they're getting a discount over the competitors, even if the system provides just as fun of games and maybe even more fun games. Going to the $430 price point feels like a sweet spot. It's a little more than $400, which is only a $50 uptick from the Switch OLED, but it feels a lot less to me than $450. Just say it in your head a few times. $450, $450, $429. $429 just feels good. It feels like you're getting a little bit of a discount, even though it's the full price. It's the MSRP. It's what Nintendo is probably going to keep it at for, like I said, years and years and years. And it allows you to then spend your extra money on games, which is what drives the Switch's success at the end of the day. Yes, they've got great indie support. Yes, they've got improved third-party support. Yes, they've got great mind-share and connection with their fans, and I think the system has been a very well-worth-it system. I think the online has been a very well-worth-it service. I think they've done a great job of establishing, like, hey, nobody really regrets their Switch purchase. In fact, people buy 2 Switches. They buy 3 Switches. They go buy a Switch for their brother, their friend, their significant other, their grandma. People don't really do that with PlayStation 5s. Most people aren't having 2 PS5s in the same household, 2 $500 bricks. People aren't giving a PS5 as a gift, but people can give a $200 Switch Lite. A $430 Nintendo Switch 2 also allows you to come in and offer a sub $400 Nintendo Switch 2 Lite when it's eventually time for that. But a $500 Switch 2, then what? You're getting a $430 Switch Lite? That is expensive. And like I said, Nintendo can do it. I would probably still buy, I definitely would still buy, you'd probably still buy, and you'd definitely still buy, some of you, a $500 Switch 2. They'd still be successful, they'd still sell lots of Marios, lots of Zeldas, lots of Metroids. People are going to buy their system. But look at how they established the Switch dominance. They started off with this nifty, novel, portable thing, but they also brought together their portable platforms and their home console platforms. They brought in all the audience that loved the DS, the 2DS, the 3DS, all those systems, and it was definitely an upcharge, but people felt like, hey, this is still doable. This is attainable. This is still affordable, and I love all these games. I want to play the follow-up to Luigi's Mansion 2. I want to play the next Fire Emblem. I want to play the next, so on and so forth. Making the system in that $400 to $430 range, I think still keeps it where it's like, this is good value. This is fine if I'm going to use it just portably. This is fine if I'm going to use it just on the TV. This is awesome if I'm going to use it for both. And this is even better if I'm going to play Nintendo games, indie games, and third-party games. You got all these other portable PCs, and they are going to try and compete hard with Nintendo Switch. They're going to flex their hardware power. They're going to flex their expansive catalog. And Nintendo really can't do much about that. They have their own catalog, which in some ways is superior, but one thing they can have in their back pocket that nobody else will have access to is a better price. A better price will go a long way to making it feel subconsciously and consciously like Nintendo cares. This is the best place to play games, and it's where I want to continue to play games. Nintendo has gotten a lot of success out of the Switch 1. They've made boatloads of money. Don't you think it'd be kind of nice if they passed that money, that savings, a little bit along to us? Don't worry, they're still going to milk us for all sorts of new games and DLC and online services and expansion packs and things of that sort. We'll still give them plenty of cash. But I think there's a decision to make where you want your customers to feel good about their purchase. You want them to feel really like they're getting a great value. And I think it's important to still come in under these other consoles to say, hey, you know what? Nintendo is offering the accessible, affordable, awesome option, even if it's still over $400. But let's be clear, that's still a lot of money and an expensive purchase for anybody to make, especially in this day and age. It's a lot of cash to fork over for a video game console, and some people will be forced to stick with their Switch 1 for a while longer. I don't think $500 is the right choice, but I'd love to hear your take on this. Do you think that I'm underestimating people's love for Switch? Because like I said, I'd buy it. I just don't think it's the right move. Do you feel like $400 to $430 is the right spot, the sweet spot for Nintendo Switch 2? I sure do. Let me know your take in the comments down below. And until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, stay positive out there. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks for 800 freaking episodes, by the way. And until next time, SwitchForce out.